Hello and welcome back to Three Pints and a Clean Sheet. So, as you can see, we've got our guest on, Matthew, our regular guest anyway. How are you getting on?
Not bad yourself.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm very good.
Good.
How are you, Gregory?
I'm delighted because we've upgraded from Kyle. I would
I
like to
wasn't gonna.
campaign to make this permanent.
I'm going to Switzerland this and stay out of it because I'll get an angry message if I don't. If I do say anything. But
Ooh,
you,
someone's terrified of him.
no, that's nasty.
Under the thumb, under the thumb.
I don't encourage workplace. I was going to say workplace bullying. Not really work. Feels like work sometimes.
I don't get paid, it's not work.
Aye.
If you
Anyway,
would like to pay us, please donate to Robert
yeah.
and Kyle's OnlyFans. Link below.
You wish. You can make a Patreon and you can get an extra episode a week or something. Ah, can I do that? Every 2 months, maybe?
Kyle struggles to record one as it is. He's not been on for about a year. Anyway.
Poor boy. It's not that when you're away gallivanting on your holidays.
Ooh.
Oh, we got a wee bite there. Anyway, talking about someone who might not be getting paid for much longer. Matthew, I can tell that cheesy grin has lasted for the weekend. Actually, talking about all your teams doing well, getting a result
And
this
this was
weekend.
true, actually. It was a
Yeah, but
good
we'll start
weekend.
off. We'll start off with your team in red. Obviously, Liverpool 2, City nil. I think we all saw that coming.
Aye.
I'd like to say.
Yeah. The word I would
Matthews.
use is routine. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, no.
Um,
Aye.
yeah. What do you think,
The
Matthew?
the thing I would say is it was a game that could have if if Liverpool didn't play it right, it could have went wrong, if that makes sense. Because City are dangerous at the best of times, but once Liverpool got going, that was it. It was done.
If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle, but she hasn't, so she's not.
No,
That's what I
no,
got
no.
from that. Sorry, I could. Kyle's not here. Come on, I've got to take out on
Hmm.
someone. It's
It's
Greg's.
fine.
Greg's next on my hit list. Don't worry.
I'm always
Um,
next on your hit list.
Things seem to be going from bad to worse for City. I mean, in my eyes, I didn't see them winning. I saw them maybe scraping a draw, but nah, they were nowhere near it.
There
I
was a
mean,
point where you thought City were going to win it. They
yeah,
hadn't scored, but the point where Mohamed Salah misses that chance in the second half, you go,
yeah.
Man City look good for at least a point here. Like, I can't imagine what happened to you when Salah missed that, Matthew, going from like pure elation about going 2-0 up to, oh shit, they've got a chance now. Because they seem to like, Man City were nowhere until that happened, or
Yeah, I
until the
mean
second half anyway.
the the only really chance that I remember was when De Bruyne kind of got it for Van Dijk, and that was a mistake. They never really cut a clear cut
Quite,
chance.
quite near the end, was it not?
Yeah, but then when Salah missed that, I thought I still think Liverpool's getting more chances out of this because they weren't. They looked like they were just going for the jugular. Yeah.
I made a note about that actually, and I thought the interception was mental. He's still so dangerous. I mean, there's talks of him potentially leaving. I think his contract potentially comes to an end in the summer. But obviously, I mean, surely you're hanging on to him if not trying to make a profit.
Oh, I mean, I said to multiple people, give them the keys to the city for all I care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
To
keep
be
them at
fair,
all
what
costs.
what is
He
it?
is
What
the
is
best
achieved?
player in the league.
Oh yeah,
Sorry, Haaland. He is the best player in the league.
Well, Haaland's dried up. I'll
Actually, can
have
I
to.
revise that? I've remembered Fabian Schär exists. Just to
You
show
always
how
get to mention them.
200 appearances for Newcastle. What a man.
So obviously, talking about Salah, creates Gakpo's goal, puts it on a plate. He couldn't have put it any better for him. But
Objection.
still,
You've said Cody Gakpo's name without doing Kyle's Cody Gakpo impression. Cody Gakpo in Scouse accent.
Cody
Please,
Gakpo,
please.
lad.
Thank you.
I know, I did hear it in my head and I thought I was going to just brush over it, but you know what? I'll give the people what they want. Yeah, obviously Salah creates that. I mean, and then also um, the second goal, which was a penalty tucked away by Salah. What was the defending before that? It was
oh, a series
honestly.
of
Kyle, Kyle Walker at fault for both goals. Colour me shocked. It's like people have said it all season. He wasn't like he was fine. He was really good, and then he became fine, and now he's became not fine very quickly. Like his form has fell off a cliff this season. Like the one asset he had, which was his pace, is gone,
Yeah.
and he leaves his man, like it's his man who scores, and the second one, I think, like the second one is his fault. It's a lazy pass.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, obviously, Guardiola starting to make some changes. Dropped Ederson.
Roy Keane saw it coming.
He did,
Of course
didn't
he did. Another notable event from it was obviously the chanting from the Liverpool end, which was pretty expected. About you're getting sacked in the morning, and obviously Pep retaliating with a six gesture, hinting at how many league titles he's won with City. What do we think? Does he go? Does he stay?
Sack him. You'd be stupid to sack him.
Aye.
I think he'll stay. I think he'll stay, but if there was grounds to get rid of him, he's doing a good job.
So I seen somebody online saying that he's deliberately doing a bad job in case all these charges go awry, and then that's his thing to jump. And I'm like, he's not going to leave that team.
Send him when you're a contract extension.
I think you'll
Exactly.
find he's waiting on Newcastle to sack Eddie Howe, and then he's coming for a truly big club.
What, another bankroll team?
Yeah.
Can he do it?
Just as to try and get it in.
He's
Ul-
go on.
Ultimately, that is another step forward in the right direction for Liverpool in terms of the title race. It's what they needed. Absolutely. How many points do they clear now? 11.
Eight
Of
of
No.
City,
everyone else, I think.
Yeah, 11 is
nine of Arsenal.
Yeah.
Which,
So,
if you'd offered that to a Liverpool fan at the start of the season, you would have bit their hand off.
new manager. Aye,
Exactly.
City off.
Nobody put them in that bracket. It was always Arsenal City, whereas Liverpool have just kept going. You know what I mean? Everybody else has had a wee wobble somewhere. So
Yeah, is it really a title race anymore?
I mean, it's not over yet, but it's getting to that stage. Because I think we say it every week and it gets a bit repetitive, but Liverpool are the type of team at the moment that don't drop points. And if they do, then they're still making up for it. Or if Arsenal are dropping points, they're still picking up points.
We also glossed over the fact that Liverpool beat Real Madrid 2-0 in midweek.
Yeah, true, actually.
Like,
Aye,
what a week that is if you're a Liverpool fan.
in some result that was actually, yeah, you're right.
And you are,
Fair
Matthew.
credits too.
I am, yes.
What did you make of the Real Madrid win?
Again, it was like the City team where they all seem to say that half their players are injured or whatever, but you can only beat what's in front of you, and Liverpool did that. So
Greg doesn't like agreeing with that though. He likes to, when it comes to things like that, he likes to say, I just feel like you always disagree with the cat beat what's in front of you thing.
They've been lucky this season.
Oh, there we go.
no, they've hit teams at the right time, but they've still done the job against them teams.
Yeah. Speaking of the league standings as it is, and a team that's doing well considering how they have been playing in the past few seasons, Chelsea at third place, they are with 25 points, and a considerably better season than they have in the last few seasons. What do you think,
Can we
Craig?
say joint second? Because as Sky
I did
pointed
not
out
realise.
as Sky pointed out 1,000 times before the Man City Liverpool game, Chelsea are second to Arsenal only on alphabetical order.
I watched the highlights. Not going to lie, I didn't watch it, so I missed
They
that, and I
said
just
it
didn't
about
notice
1,000
it.
times.
Well, Chelsea are joint second. How do you feel about that? What's your thoughts?
It's getting to that time of year where it's getting pretty cold.
Matthew, what do you think?
They seem to have shored up defensively. That seemed to be their big Achilles heel last year, but they seem to have sorted a bit out, and attacking wise, they were always a threat. So,
I mean, when you've got a player like Cole Palmer firing all cylinders like he is, it's gonna get you some good results. And
he did, and he was man of the match in that game. Because in the words of the co-commentator, because he produced the one true moment of magic, that third goal, which was just out of this world good. Emi Martinez, possibly best goalkeeper on, stood still. For me, one of the two men of the match for that game was either Kukurea, who had a really, really good game against Leon Bailey, who doesn't look like he's offered much of anything since he joined Villa, and Moises Caicedo, who finally looks like a player worth close to what Chelsea paid. Like,
Yeah.
Chelsea this season, you've seen a lot of second season syndrome, especially for strikers. Chelsea seem to have bought a load of players last season who weren't very good last season. And this season, I don't know, it's competent management, time to bed in, because they still had a big turnover in the summer. But Chelsea seem to be a competent unit now, and their players seem to start performing. It's easy to forget last season and all the criticism. Nicholas Jackson scored 14 Premier League goals. And
Yeah.
he's on for like similar, if not more, this season. He looks to have like done the same as Nunez to take it back to Liverpool. Both seem to be a little bit more clinical this season, and that's unusual for strikers in the Premier League. They usually start quite hot and fade, whereas these two seem to have started quite slowly and got a lot better.
I think I agree with your point of it's maybe taking them a season to just settle in and adjust. And to be honest, I know they paid a lot of money for him, but if the end product's coming now, then fair enough. They'll probably make it back if they can get a decent finish in the league. They'll be back to Champions League. Do you think City are kicking themselves for letting go of Palmer so easily?
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
Matthew.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's a tough because would he have fitted into City's system as well as Chelsea's, or would they have adapted it to make him fit, or it's
The
Very
problem
fair.
is they had like one space in the City squad, and one is being generous. They had half a space perhaps, and they put all their eggs in the Phil Foden basket. They had two promising youngsters coming through at basically the same time. They didn't really have a space for either of them, and they gave Phil Foden it. The thing is, like, City seem to be, as much as people moaned about injuries for City, they seem to be stacked in that winger department, because you also have Savinho and Doku.
Yeah.
Doku, I thought, was one of City's few decent players against Liverpool. Like, he seems to actually take on a man and beat them. And Savinho's looked really good since they bought him, but let's not talk about the circumstances in which they bought him, because it's just terrible. But, like, they seem to have generated people who are still good, but actually, they could have just not bought one of them and could have just had Cole Palmer. But I don't know whether he fits with the people they've got. The one who looks like a terrible buy is Nunez, who had a shocking game.
Yeah.
dare I say it though, nobody's talking about Jack Grealish. He's not done anything of note.
He's not that good. He never
No,
was.
but like if you're going to spend that amount of money on somebody, he's not producing anything at all. You know what I mean?
He's living the time of his life.
Yeah, true,
At this stage, if you're Tommy Tuchel, neither Foden nor Grealish even get in the squad.
Yeah,
Probably
I
not,
could see Grealish still getting dropped again, but Foden seems to be this kind of poster boy. So
But Foden's not producing in the league. And if you're not producing, why? England have a wealth of resources.
yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying, 100%. But I'm just saying, the point I'm coming from is whereas they'll just probably one of these players will probably still pick regardless of form.
Yeah.
But
Should also say Brighton being up there as well, above Man City as well, on goal difference.
yeah,
I think
there's a few
we
teams
have
sniffing
them.
about that. Maybe I don't know about you guys, but kind of pushed to one side. What are Man United are in ninth, but how
They are
points are
not
behind?
finishing ninth anymore.
No, I'm
It's
just
not happening. They would have under Ten Hag. Under Ten Hag, they could have languished mid-table. Amorim, they will be back in Europe at least. It's not two, like they're 4 points behind Man City.
that's what I was
Champions
trying
League
to
is
say.
not outside the realms of possibility for them.
Looks like a different team.
It does help that they played Everton, who are shit. And pretty damn shit.
just for record, it couldn't happen to a nicer person than Jordan Pickford.
That's good. There's two of us in the Everton slamming machine this week.
Oh, he's just the worst human being I think I've ever encountered as a goalkeeper. Aye.
Hate him that much, so I'm
You're
not
out
going
of
to
it
join
this
in.
week, Robert.
I know. I
Yeah,
know. Well, let's see how he fares in an absolutely tasty FA Cup FA Cup fixture. I was going to say, sorry, FA Cup fixture that's coming up. Man United are away to Arsenal. We'll open up that field. How that'll be a tasty one, considering it's only round three.
let's see how it goes. Like at that point, it could be really tasty. Man United could have had the new manager bounce and fell off a cliff again. Like the players could have had their 2 weeks of respect for Ruben Amorim, and now just decide to kick up shit again.
Back to square one.
He has a taste of it coming up on the next league game, I think. Is it Man United away at Arsenal?
I think so.
I'm not entirely sure. Quite a few.
It is. That is tonight. If you are watching this, Arsenal Man United is on tonight. If you're watching this, specifically on Wednesday when it comes out.
Yeah, there's some other tasty fixtures, or maybe tasty, maybe the right word.
Talking of
Some
tasty, not in the FA Cup, but it's also Everton Liverpool this weekend.
I wouldn't realise.
After Everton being that shit, Matthew, and Liverpool being that good, how many are Liverpool scoring?
Oh, form goes out the window in that game. I know it's if Liverpool get it right, they'll be fine, but form flies out the window.
1-0 Everton.
Yeah, you could write it now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hope Jordan Pickford
I think
scores.
I'm more worried about the Newcastle game, to be honest.
I'm not. I wouldn't be.
But we always seem to do something there. It's like somebody gets sent off or concede an early goal and have to fight back. Or
Have you watched this Newcastle team? They have scored. They have now, and I can officially say this because Man United have finally done it at the weekend. Newcastle have scored less goals than Man United.
watch them score 2 against Liverpool or something. Just
Newcastle have scored less goals than Leicester, who have a 30 however many year old Jamie Vardy up front and no good attackers. Newcastle have no final third quality, and any team playing them at the minute. Like Palace got a point, but Newcastle didn't have a shot on target the whole game.
I was going to say it was an own goal by Guehi, was it? No.
Yep, and Palace absolutely battered Newcastle. No one should be worried about playing Newcastle right now.
Notably, when you're talking about Leicester, obviously Ruud van Nistelrooy being appointed the new manager. Did you see? It was maybe just unfortunate timing. He might have been just closing his eyes, but it looked like he was asleep.
Sorry, I've wheeled after me saying last week it's not going to happen. I've wheeled out of the picture. I don't even know if I said it wasn't going to happen. I think what I said was it would be quite silly.
Yeah, well, they've done it anyway, just to spite you.
Actually, I'm gonna rephrase that. I think, Matthew, you can correct me because you would have watched it last week. I think what I probably actually said was he'd be silly to take the job, but that's probably the type of candidate they're going to go for because who else would want to inherit that bad a team?
I'll be watching this back
pretty
because
much what I said.
you're trying to make yourself sound better than I think it was, so I'm going to be watching that back.
That was the point I tried to make, which is they'd be silly to appoint him because he's got no experience, and Premier League experience is what they need. And they've appointed him because no one else wants it because they're going straight back where they came from.
Payday for him.
And given the state of the Championship, they're going back there for a while.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's the FA Cup.
No, sorry, I jumped on the FA Cup too quick. Obviously, Arsenal Man United being one of the standouts. More of a local game. Man City versus Salford. That'll be interesting.
Oh, they're playing the proper Red Devils. Ooh.
Some other tasty fixtures. Millwall and Dagenham and Redbridge. That'll be decent.
That will be really decent.
Obviously, I'm not going through them all. I'm kind of just picking some out here. Liverpool, speaking about Liverpool, at home to Accrington Stanley.
Who the hell are they?
Who are they? Thank you, Greg.
Hey.
Who else? Chelsea versus at home to Morecambe.
The wee side has done quite well.
Yes. Let me see. Where are we? Sorry, my thing went away. Who else have we got? Tamworth at home to Spurs. That's what they wanted, really.
I think they wanted away to Spurs, but
Probably. But you know what I mean? Still a big team after a big result.
TV pick, surely.
Yeah, I mean it was a massive result for them in round two. So,
the
Greg,
good news being,
yeah.
we know, thanks to Wrexham going out, we know that anyone who wanted to pick Wrexham, because they did it in the first round, they picked Wrexham against, was it actually Harrogate who were playing Leeds in a local derby? Whoever it was that played Wrexham and put them out. And it was the most nondescript shit League One versus League Two tie possible when there was like lots of league versus non-league round one ties to pick. They picked Wrexham because it's Wrexham, and it was really annoying to see. I wanted to make that very public. As someone who really, really wanted to watch Bristol Rovers versus Western-super-Mare.
Yeah. Obviously, Greg, for you, Newcastle at home to Bromley.
1-0 Bromley coming right at you.
And as
Newcastle can't score.
Well, we'll see if Bromley can. And as previously mentioned, Leeds Harrogate, that'll be good. Some other decent fixtures in there, but they're the standouts in my eyes.
Yeah.
I feel like
Candidate for worst tie of the round, Sheffield United versus Cardiff City, which is going to be terrible.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be paying too much attention to that one, to be honest.
No.
But yeah, obviously, time of recording, this is Monday night, and the Scottish Cup draw for the fourth round has not taken place yet. But we'll talk about this part anyway. Queens won, sorry, Arbroath nil, Queens won, obviously away from home. Big result. I wasn't too optimistic going into it, to be honest with you, but the Dock steps up. Matthew, as a Queens fan as well, do you want to share your thoughts?
I thought somebody was playing a trick on me when it came up on my phone when it said Queens had scored and won. I went, no, somebody's pressed the wrong button here.
An away
but then
goal and a win.
I know, having seen the highlights, I went, oh, we actually did do quite well.
Yeah.
Dare I say, would you have swapped it for this Saturday's coming 3 points in the league, or would you quite happily take a cup round?
I said before I wanted the cup win, to be honest.
Start of the season, I would have wanted the cup run. Now, I'm not so sure. The advantage is that we're not really adrift in the league.
Yeah, that's why I want the cup run.
We're in danger of being cut adrift, and we need to start. That result needs to start a really good run of games. But I don't want us to get the worst thing for us would be to get a glamour tie, perform all right in it, and then still finish 7th.
That sounds about right.
That will be what, we'll get a glamour tie out of it. We'll go, yes, we finally got a glamour tie. We'll finally get some money, and then we'll finish 7th.
Yeah, and they'll not care because they've got the money from the tie.
But it's not they won't care because they got the money for the tie. If the budget is playoffs, then all the money from a cup tie does is give you another season at it to try and make playoffs again. I'd rather we just made the playoffs because that's all a cup run does. It lets you slightly adjust your season expectations a little bit. And knowing our luck, we'll get, was it St Mirren last year we got?
St Mirren away last season in the fourth round.
Which is possibly one of the worst draws possible.
Yeah, it was at the time.
We'll get St Mirren, we'll get Airdrie again. We'll
Airdrie
get
away or
a ground where not that many folk are going to buy tickets to get a ton of money. It's not going to get picked for telly. We're going to get one of those ties. Not a lot of money, probably gets picked for telly, probably get humped.
It'll be interesting considering it's not too long until it takes place, but it's not been done now. So you at home listening or watching will be able to know who we've got in the next round.
Yes, one thing we won't have in the next round, because I want to get onto this, because I want to get on my soapbox if I've not been on it enough today. One thing we won't have in the Scottish Cup, like we won't have in the English FA Cup, is a replay. Scottish Cup obviously scrapped it a few seasons ago. And I know Tamworth got through on penalties against Burton, and that might not have happened if they had a replay, and now they're getting to play Spurs. But let's not take that one incident as proof that the concept works. Because I've got the list of non-league teams who've got, by better words, fucked by not getting a replay. So, first round, Western-super-Mare, drawing against Bristol Rovers, away from home. Denied a replay, take them to their home ground, instead lost in extra time. Crawley against Maidenhead, equalised in the 95th minute, went on to win an extra time. This is just the first round. Southend, your good friend Robert, screwed out of it against Charlton.
Yeah.
Forest Green screwed out of it against Stockport, who I went to watch in the qualifying round before then. Second round of the weekend, you also had Kettering, who were denied a replay against Doncaster. Harborough, who are a tiny team, who, yes, they were playing against 10 men, but they were playing against League One Reading, and they are in like the 7th or 8th tier. Like it might be 7th. Like they're playing a league team 4 leagues above them. 30 minutes against 10 men is not preferable to a replay.
Yeah.
And Leighton Orient, again, who had to rely on penalties to get through against Boreham Wood, also had to rely on extra time to get past Oldham. Like, stop starving the non-league teams. The only team, like, we're doing this because of Premier League teams like Newcastle playing pre-season friendlies in Australia after the season's finished. And we're doing this for an expanded Club World Cup that no one wants. Give us our replays.
I like the replays because like you said, it gives the smaller league sides that opportunity that they quite deserved, in my opinion.
But they also get money through the door.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
either you've been at home and you've had a capacity crowd, and then you get to go somewhere else who will sell more tickets than you will anyway, even if it's not full. Or you manage to somehow get a result away from home, and you get to take a league side back home where you'll probably get a big crowd who will then buy stuff. And you'll probably get telly money. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah, but too much. No, not enough sense for them to do it because,
I say
like you
you'll
say, it's all aimed at the clubs at the top of the pyramid.
I'll say you'll probably get telly money. You won't, because whoever the broadcaster is, I'll pick Wrexham versus Harrogate instead of a really good tie involving a non-league team. Like, I guarantee you, like, Man United Arsenal, probably, like, I get why they put that on telly. Whereas, like, if you had Man United against mid-table championship team or Man United against like Palace, for example. Man United Palace are an equivalent of that FA Cup tie. It's been on telly for years. I don't think the equivalent will happen this year because I think every single Big Six team has got a easy-ish draw. Like I think
Yeah.
everything, like apart from Arsenal and United, everyone else has got like a team well down the divisions. Chelsea have got
Yeah.
Morecambe,
Liverpool, Accrington, Stanley.
Liverpool, Accrington, Stanley. Who's the third one? Spurs versus Tamworth. Like they all were fitting to be on telly, but you know we've seen them pick like Man United versus Palace in the past when they really should just be showing at this stage non-league sides or small league sides like Bromley, Newcastle, for example, or the ties that they're probably going to show this time.
Yeah.
Like
No,
just buy into the magic of the FA Cup, people. It exists. I love
I
the FA
agree.
Cup.
And if you agree, let us know down below.
Yes.
Do you know one game that isn't going to replay, Greg? It's the
What?
transfer game, and it's coming up next.
Hey, third time's the charm.
The game this week is the transfer game. It's returning after a wee while after the category game seemed to just um, take over the reins for a while. So if you're new to this or if you cannot remember how we play the transfer game, I'll be giving the gentleman 5 clues, which corresponds to the points. So for 5 points, it is the year and the fee of the transfer. 4 points the position, 3 points nationality, 2 points the team they left, and 1 point the team they joined. There is a theme worth 2 points. They get one guess at it. If they guess incorrectly, they do not get another guess. And they both get incorrectly, neither of them get it. And that's worth 2 points. So let's get started. Let me get my notes here. 2013, 15 million.
You have
Move
pie.
on. No, we're not.
N'Golo Kante.
Nope. 2013, 15 million for an attacker.
You might need to speed us up, Robert, because we both like to have a wee think.
Yeah. Is
Daniel
it at this
Sturridge.
stage? 4 points.
Wow.
Well done, Gregory.
Who?
Daniel
Daniel
Sturridge.
Sturridge.
Daniel. Okay.
That was pretty good, I'll give you that. 2016, 4.1 million.
Joe Hart.
Nope.
No, I have no idea.
2016, 4.1 million for an attacker. Can we do it again?
No. Still Daniel Sturridge.
It's not a different fee, no. It's not Daniel Sturridge.
I've got nobody. I've genuinely got.
I'll move on. It's okay. 2016, 4.1 million for an attacker from England.
It's not the random person I was going to say. Then I got to think of someone different. I'm not saying it. I was going to say Peter Odemwingie for a laugh because I remembered he exists.
Is that your guess?
No. I've got nobody.
Okay.
Ollie Watkins.
It's not, no. 2016, 4.1 million for an attacker from England, left Aston Villa.
Oh, that's the season they were. Were they? Yeah, they must have been about that time, but I can't think of who it was. Nope.
Matthew.
Nah, I've nah.
Okay. 2016, 4.1 million for an attacker from England, left Aston Villa to join Celtic.
Why is my head gone blank?
I know. I've literally just drawn a blank there. Hold on.
I've completely drawn a blank, and everyone's going to be screaming this. So's Kyle. The true king of the transfer game isn't here.
That's his ego sorted, but you've got a point. He has won quite a few of them, so
Yeah, but it's fine.
I'll
He's not
not.
going to watch. He's only going to watch the start and the end of the video. He's not going to watch this.
Yeah, aye, probably.
I thought Matthew got it there.
Right, I'm gonna have to rush you.
Yeah,
no.
I've blanked.
You ready? Scott Sinclair.
Ah.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
forgot he's an
Also,
attacker.
sorry, I went too quickly. I'll go back one. Greg's correct answer for 4 points for Daniel Sturridge. It was 2013, 15 million from an attacker from England, left Chelsea to join Liverpool. I hate when I don't go over the rest of the answers when someone gets it. Sorry. And that was obviously 2016, 4.1 million, an attacker from England, left Aston Villa to join Celtic, and that was Scott Sinclair.
Yes.
Right.
I'm good. Point of order. I might have used the rarely used winger definition there, but
I did debate it, but at the same time, I was like, I hate you when you start telling me off. So I thought I'm going to attacker because we have bracketed that together. So,
we have. I still like a winger occasionally.
well, that's not what I put. 2022, 1 million.
No one.
No one.
Fine. Right. 2022, 1 million for a goalkeeper.
Joe Hart.
Joe Hart.
Nope. Nope.
I thought we both said Joe Hart.
I know. I heard Greg first, but they were both incorrect anyway. 2022, 1 million for a goalkeeper from Denmark.
Kasper Schmeichel.
Michael.
I heard Matthew first.
I heard Matthew first too.
All right. Well, at least you're honest. 3 points. Left Leicester to join Nice.
Correction.
So,
all won the FA Cup.
of all what?
Won the FA Cup.
That's not the team that I've went for.
I'm pretty sure Sturridge has.
Unlucky, no.
Possibly.
Right. 2007, 25 million. Going once, going twice.
2007.
Yeah. It's one of those years where it could literally be anyone.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, aye.
Nani.
Right, no, it's not. Good guess though. 2007, 25 million for a midfielder.
No,
Kale usually makes
no.
noises during this silence.
I don't make any noises. I quite like silence.
Right, I'm
It
moving
helps
on.
me. It helps me think of answers that are definitely not like Yossi Benayoun, but I'll say it anyway.
No, it's not. 2007, 25 million for a midfielder from England.
Yes, I kind of guessed it probably was.
Gareth Barry.
Incorrect.
Surely no one paid 25 million for
I know.
Gareth Barry.
I was trying to think of city inflation, but it was 2007, wasn't it? So
It was 2007, and I am struggling with midfielders from 2007. Move on.
2007, 25 million from a midfielder from England left Bayern Munich.
Owen
Owen
Hargreaves.
Hargreaves.
I heard Greg first. That's 2 points. To join Manchester United.
Yep.
Right.
Sure. Sorry, I'm still thinking about connections, but I can't guess anymore. So
I know. 2007, 1.1 million. That's another absolutely rogue one, but I went for it anyway.
John Arson.
This is the last one, actually.
Yeah, he's probably well
No.
retired by then.
No.
No, I've nobody.
2007, 1.1 million for a defender.
Majid Bugera.
Not Bukiera, although I did love Big Boogie. Did you say someone there, Greg? I never quite heard.
I was going to say you can still win, Matthew, if you get to 3 points as a tie, and then you have a go at connection.
Moving on.
I wasn't guessing. Yunus Kabul.
No. 2007, 1.1 million for a defender from Germany.
Only name I've got is Per Mertesacker.
Nope.
No. Mats
2000,
Hummels, maybe.
sorry?
Mats Hummels.
No. 2007, 1.1 million for a defender from Germany left Hertha.
Ooh. 2007. They weren't really anything in 2007, were they? Defenders, the bit that's getting me, no.
Aye.
2007, 1.1 million for a defender from Germany left Hertha to join Hamburg.
Ooh. By Hamburg. Their career. Middle of their career. No, I don't know.
You giving up?
Belarus, no.
What was that?
Khalid Belarus, no.
Negative. It was Jerome Boateng.
Ah, that makes sense.
That'll be the first one in a while that you haven't got two of them. Right. So what's that?
I'm bad at this game.
It's currently 6-3 to Greg.
Yeah,
So
he can't win.
you can't win unless you get the theme. It'll make it 1 point. Have you got an idea of the theme? If you're considering you've lost it, I can do the last my tiebreaker if you want.
I'm also prepared to concede the fact that Jerome Boateng probably hasn't won the FA Cup.
Yeah. Aye. Do you want a wee guess, Matthew?
I was going to say something about like they've all been pundits or something, but
Nah.
That was my other one, but Scott Sinclair turned me off of pundits.
that's what I was trying to.
Do you want me to do the tiebreaker, then you'll come back to it?
Yeah.
Right. 2001. Sorry.
I was going to say, let's just rattle through it.
Right. 2001, 16.8 million.
John Artson.
Nope.
Definitely wasn't.
Chris Sutton.
No. 2001, 16.8 million for an attacker.
Tony Andrew Flo.
Nope.
Ronaldo.
No. 2001, 16.8 million for an attacker from England.
Michael Owen.
Nope.
Oh, I thought you had that. Who else was around in 2001? Don't know. Emma Heskey.
No. 2001, 16.8 million for an attacker from England left Liverpool.
Robbie Fowler.
Correct. To join Leeds.
Is it to do with where they were born?
No.
I don't know.
No, I've got nothing.
I've had my two
Well-
guesses.
You ready? They've all played for Man City.
Oh, for God's sake.
Daniel Sturridge
Wow.
made 21 appearances.
Yeah.
Sinclair made 13. Casper Schmeichel made 8, Owen Hargreaves made 1, Jerome Boateng made 16, and Fowler made 80.
Yeah. I
Pretty
thought
v-
about that after Scott's. Casper Schmeichel put me off of the Man City connection.
I thought Sturridge might have, because I knew Schmeichel had played for City, but I didn't know Sturridge had until I did some Googling. And also, I didn't realise that Hargreaves had played. I think I knew he'd signed, but I didn't know he'd played again.
Yeah.
There was a few names, if you look it up, actually, it's quite interesting. There's quite a few names of players that they had, but they hadn't made appearances, and I was adamant that I was making a list of people who had made at least one appearance.
Scott Sinclair has also not won the FA Cup.
Ooh, I thought he
He
might have.
he has an FA Cup runners-up medal in his time at Villa, but did not win it.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that one. That was a bit different. I was quite proud of that one, actually. I will not lie.
We did.
Um,
And before we go, I never get to do this, so it's nice to get to do this for a change.
oh,
FPL update. There's midweek games this week. We are recording this before any of the midweek games, so don't get on your high horses if you're in the wrong place. And for a change, I'm not the highest person in this call. That is shameful. Kyle, get back here. I need to express my dominance in this call. Matthew, you're not allowed back. No one above me in the Fantasy League is allowed to make a guest appearance on this podcast. So if you'd like to make a guest appearance, you better start triple captaining Erling Haaland. Ali, you're now very adrift at the bottom, I'm afraid, mate. Lord of the Rings looks like they are destined for the bottom spot. Ash McCutcheon making a comeback. He is now only 7 points behind Raya Sunshine of thine Robert.
I would like to interject here. I've stopped doing my team for about 3 or 4 weeks now, so that's my excuse.
Yeah. I told you when you started doing well at the start of the season, I was like, wait till December when you stop doing your team.
Well, you were right for
More
a change.
worryingly, Kyle isn't here, but is now only 10 points. He got 2 more points than me this week, so he is now only 10 behind me.
Well, you better watch what you're doing.
And 22 ahead of me is Matthew in 5th place. Rick Bithell is between us. He took over Rick Bithell this week. We then have no changes of position in the top 4. So the top 3, 7-5-4 for Keaton Thompson, 7-6-4 for Jacob Besant, and what's if week? Kyle Pagan stretching that lead at the top, 7-9-9. He is, like Liverpool, off into the sunset. And so are we, Robert.
Yes, that comes to an end for this week. So thank you very much for tuning in, and a big thank you to Matthew for making another appearance on the podcast. So thank you very
You're
much,
better
Matthew.
than Kyle. Not
I'm not
hard.
saying anything.
I
I'll
actually
leave
won
that
at the transfer game. That makes you better than Kyle.
Greg genuinely will be petitioning for you to come back this week, and he'll be asking me to make another transfer again.
Yeah, repeat
But-
that performance and you can come back whenever you want.
I got a message saying I would get money if I threw the game. So is that to be expected shortly, or?
You forget I edit this podcast, so we
Yeah,
can
obviously.
just cut whenever we're Godspeed.